The gods of Igbo land. Right. This is a story of a kingdom called Omora. So let's get started. Hello, welcome back to Jack&wealth. This is an episode of In the Heart of Uloma, a small, verdant village nestled in the lush village of Igbo land. The people worshipped a god called Chuku, the supreme being. The belief Chuku spoke through Allah, the earth goddess, and other less god who covered nature, family, and destiny entirely. Then among the villagers was a spirited young girl named Amaka, whose faith in the gods was unshakable as the mountains surrounded the village. Amaka grew up listening to tales of how gods protected her ancestors and also provided for their needs. Her late grandmother, Nika, had often told her, "The gods are always listening. My child, when you call with a pure heart, they surely answer." But when Amaka turned 15, her family faced a series of misfortunes. Their crops failed, her father fell gravely ill, her younger brother was accused of theft and imprisoned in their neighboring town. With no one to turn to, Amaka decided to take her grandma's advice. She visited the village shrine and prayed fervently to Chuku and Allah, offering kola nuts and palm wine as sacrifices before the altar. Chuku, great and mighty, who sees all and knows all, hear my plea, she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Restore my family and deliver us from these trials. To her astonishment, things began to change. Rain fell, reviving their withered crops. Her father's health improved overnight, and her brother, who was initially accused of theft, was released. After the real thief was caught, the villagers marveled at the miracles, calling her Chuku's own daughter. But years passed, and Amaka continued to thrive. She attributed her success to the God's favor, praying and offering sacrifices regularly. But one day, tragedy struck again. A mysterious illness swept through the village, claiming lives, including her mother's. Amaka prayed, but this time, the gods seemed silent. She poured her heart out at the shrine, offering everything she could. Chuku, why have you abandoned me? Have I not been faithful? Speak to me, she cried, her voice echoing in the empty shrine. Yet no sign came, and the illness engulfed her village. Unabated, desperate, Amaka sought answers from the village chief priest, that's the Dibia. The Dibia, a man with deep set eyes, a voice like thunder, examined her offerings and shook his head. The gods do not answer every prayer, child. Perhaps they test your faith or wish you find the strength within yourself. But Amaka was not convinced. She began to doubt her gods. Were they even listening? Had she done something to anger them? Her once fervent prayer turned into murmurs, and soon silence filled the void where her faith once was burnt bright. One night, unable to sleep, she knelt before her small altar and whispered, "Chuku, if you can hear me, just give me a sign." She waited, but the stillness of the night mocked her. And for the first time, Amaka felt as if she was praying to herself, her words swallowed by the darkness. The silence of the gods persisted. The villagers, too, began to question her. Perhaps Chi has withdrawn his favor, they whispered. Even the Divya avoided her gaze. Determined to understand, Amaka decided to embark on a journey to a sacred hills where it was said Chuku's presence could be felt directly. She fasted and walked for days, her feet blistered and her spirit weary. At the summit, she cried out, "Why have you forsaken me? Did I not honor you? Do you no longer care for your people?" Suddenly, in the stillness, a breeze whispered through the trees, carrying a single thought to her mind. The gods do not always give answers, for answers lies within you. Amaka returned to the village changed. Though the gods remained silent, she began to rely on her own strength and wisdom to navigate life's challenges. She taught others to perceive, even in the absence of divine intervention. Years later, Amaka became a revered elder known for her resilience and wisdom. Though she never had the voice of Chuku, she often told the villagers, "The gods are not absent, they are within us. Sometimes their silence teaches us what words cannot." The tale of Amaka spread among Umuoma, a story of faith, doubt, and strength found in the silence of gods. To this day, the villagers of Igbo land speak of the girl who prayed to the gods and learned to listen to the quiet voice of her own soul. Part 2 will be uploaded soon.